This ordinary building in the heart of Montreal is home to a mysterious game studio that, out of nowhere, became the world's largest platform of adult games. From a struggling game studio, they outgrew Steam and player numbers shockingly fast. Too fast.
What are the games? Booty Farm? Oh yeah, I could see that.
Ironically, their games pop up on Steam.
Tower of Sins? Yeah.
Famous YouTubers promote them, and yet no one knows who they really are. Officially, they go by Nutaku, or the Steamy...
Go one.
Team that wants to revolutionize the games industry one hand at a time, so they say. But as a marketer myself, their instant success did raise my eyebrows. I asked for interviews, but was denied every single time. And so I kept digging to uncover their three-part strategy to success, why they're so secretive, and who's really pulling the strings behind these closed doors. Exploring the world of Nutaku wasn't just an eye-opener, it was an eye-popper. Oh. Right. The things I saw, I wish...
You want to know what's really fucked up about this? This girl probably, like, she got to be at least 25, probably 30, right? She has no business not knowing things that are worse than furries. You know that she's probably seen Two Girls, One Cup, or she knows about it. You gonna act like furries are that big of a problem? I guarantee y'all that if you go on this website, there are games that she couldn't even show a screenshot of. Like, she couldn't even show a fucking... Like, you can't even give an example.
Could unsee them. But hey, I learned a ton about their strategies that you really want to stick around for. Because before their rapid growth, they too were just another little small struggling game studio trying to survive in an industry where less than 1% of games find success.
True.
You know what I'm talking about. And so, as Super Hippo Studios, they released a couple of titles.
Is that the SSB, the BBW game?
One of their tower defense games managed to be on the App Store's front page, but it lost against
must be it.
Plants vs. Zombies 2,
no, it's not.
which launched just the same week. It's tough for any new game studio to stand out these days, and many give up, and they too were about to throw in the towel. But then, out of the blue, they decided to shift to an industry that's not any less
this is a really popular thing. Like, there are, like, I'll get ads for these porn games all the time on, like, YouTube, and it'll always be, like, the most degenerate shit. It's never, like, I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of one that I can show you guys. It's never like a normal porn game where it's like, hey, you're gonna take out this hot blonde girl. It's like, yeah, your wife is a fox and she's pregnant and you have to raise the son and then you have to make more babies with your fox wife, or you can cheat on her with a dinosaur. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? I know this one. Yeah, you saw the same one too, right? Targeted ads? Yeah, because I watch weird shit like this.
Challenging, but definitely less crowded. Adult games. Lucrative, untapped potential, and in dire need of quality gameplay.
Yeah, I remember, like, we used to try and play these porn games on Newgrounds back in, like, 2001. They were always garbage. They were always so fucking bad. So, yeah, absolutely.
And so, Super Hippo
Flash
Studios
games,
were branded as Nutaku, to capitalize on this untapped market. A no-brainer, as we all know, sells. In fact, adult games have been around since the 70s with the likes of Leisure Suit Larry and soft porn adventures on DOS. But then Nintendo in the 90s made gaming all about kids. How could they? And so sex and violence in games sparked overreactions, and the ratings board was introduced. With the kiss of death
the adult only,
label, adults only. Any game with this label just sells less copies. And
well, it's also because, like, back then gaming was mostly for kids, whereas, like, now it's like for basically anybody, right? And like, you had, like, much more controlled distribution back then because, like, you didn't have marketplaces and, like, people that were able to go to market without the use of a publisher. So, like, now everybody can fucking play games and anybody can publish a game. Like, if you're stupid and you want to make a game, you can do it. Back in the day, it wasn't a possibility. How do you know that that's true? Well, I played a lot of the stupid games.
Western adult games went quiet.
They did, but there's still, there's like Eastern games like this.
In love by tiptoeing around that label.
Good
Alien
one.
romance options,
Yeah.
CJ in a secret minigame,
Right.
skippable scenes in The Witcher, and Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
No idea how they managed to dodge the adults-only label with a mere 17+
Yeah, they had some crazy ass shit.
Kotaku, however, has a leg up. No tiptoeing required. With over 500 games, both free-to-play and paid, they
This one seems pretty good.
even attracted a fast-growing female audience that
Yeah.
proudly brags about their pet
I've been caught masturbating by their pets. That's crazy.
interruptions. That's not your everyday game stat.
That really makes me worried, you know, because like it's like there were some of these furry games, and then you get caught by your pet. I'm not saying anything, right? I'm not saying anything.
Is it? But hey, they're so profitable
Yeah,
now, they even
awesome.
help struggling game developers who
Right.
didn't make it in the traditional games
True.
market. They take their games that didn't make it on Steam and adultify them. That's
No,
a
they have
huge
plenty of this games on Steam. Like you go look up. Let me just search Fudanari. Wait, did they get rid of them? No, this is a bug. It's a bug. Yeah. So, like, they have a lot of these on Steam right now. Yeah, they got a bunch. They probably have more versions of Fudanari games than Souls-like games.
part of their core business.
Mm-hmm.
Crush, for instance, developed by Sad Panda, didn't really take off on Steam. So
Yeah.
Kotaku funded some, let's say, enhancements,
Yep.
and the game is now a hit on Kotaku. Their
I
company
wonder
motto
why.
clearly states that they don't gamify porn, but adultify great games.
Yep.
A trend that's been taken off
That's
on
been a big problem that, like, what do you call it? Like, I feel like Genshin did the same thing. Because, like, a lot of gacha games before Genshin were just fucking garbage. They were just trash games that were bad. Nobody wants to play them. But, like, Genshin was a really good game and people played it. Like, you have to have it be a good game that's, like, fun to play and not just porn.
Steam too, judging by these charts. And so it seems that Kotaku's company mission is working.
Slap giant tits on a bad game and then you have a great game. True.
Democratizing adult games one
Mm-hmm.
hand at a time. But that's not easy when there's a big stigma around adult games. They're considered cheap, low-quality porn with bad to no gameplay. Even
They are. Like, that's the reason why. It's because usually they are.
Mr. Nintendo chimed in with
Oh.
a pointed critique about their bad game design. And when
No, this. Did he really say this? Like, he did not fucking say this shit, did he? There's no way. It's a meme. There's no fucking way he went and said this shit. I don't believe it.
game design. And when Fall Guys ran a campaign inviting brands
Uh-huh.
to create costumes through bidding, Kotaku offered $100,000 for their design. But Fall Guys' response, "You are yeeted, not safe for work." So breaking
Uh-huh.
the stigma is tough, even if there's huge demand for
Well,
it.
that's not really a stigma. They just don't want to have the rating of the game change. And Fall Guys is a game for children. Like, I don't think they should have put that on there. Let's be honest. Like, that's a different situation. Like, Fall Guys is for kids. That's like, you don't want to have, like, a Teletubby in a bikini. Why don't you just go ahead and dial this shit down?
Among the top searches on
Yeah.
Pornhub, game characters rule. Fortnite,
Why is that? I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's all kids looking it up. It's just all kids. It's kids getting on porn websites looking the shit up. That's why it's so high. Like, here's an example, right? Is like the most searched character for like online games, I'm pretty sure, was Chun-Li from Fortnite. Whereas, like, we all know Chun-Li from Street Fighter has a much better model and she's way hotter. but the kids don't know that. So they're looking at the Fortnite version. You see what I'm saying? Sonic? No, Sonic was like 7 or 8.
Overwatch, Minecraft,
Yeah.
Chun-Li,
See,
Tifa, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, you look at some of the other ones, like all the rest of these make sense, right? I mean, I would say, I mean, the slime from Genshin Impact, that one doesn't really make as much sense. To be fair, it really doesn't. But the other ones, I would say, make sense. That's a slime.
In any case, you see, there's a gap between public perception and private consumption.
Yeah.
A gap that Nutaku really wanted to bridge. But how do you bridge this gap if you're just a struggling game studio in dire need to survive? In order to survive, you've got to figure out what your audience wants but isn't getting.
They should bring back the Super Hippo, but make it a game about BBWs.
In Nutaku's case, that was the anime fans, big lovers of Japanese culture and gaming, but overlooked in the West. And what's the common denominator of anime porn in Japan?
What's the common denominator? Young men in America.
Exactly. Hentai. Visual.
Oh. Well, that's about the same thing. Yeah, me? I'm the common denominator.
Novels with explicit content. A style of Japanese erotic art that's centuries old and usually featured.
You know the guy that did this? He did these books? Yeah. Little fun fact.
Octopus tentacles to work around censorship.
Damn, they were into that even back then? That's crazy. I had no idea. Hakusai? Yeah, that's his name.
And still today, hentai is the most searched for term on, hubs. A clear goldmine for Nutaku. But rather than starting from scratch, they just turned to the east and teamed up with a big Japanese game developer who got it all figured out. DMM. Nutaku said, "Hey DMM, let me take your games and we localize them for the Western market." That's a smart move. Take existing game, localize it, sell it in the West. You'd think that's it, cash cow found. But with that, they faced a huge challenge because hentai has a really bad reputation in the West. Underage themes, misogyny, acts of violence, and many, many other things.
Well, let's go ahead. We're going to talk about this. Hentai does not have this problem. Porn has this problem. This is a porn problem. That's why 18 and teen porn is so popular, because that's the closest they can get. It's the same reason, like, there's plenty of, like, rape shit in porn. Like, let's just be honest. Like, what are we... Like, we all adults here, right? Like, we know what's going on. There's plenty of this shit. Absolutely.
But Nutaku said, nope, we'll stick to the genre.
It's a fetish. Yeah, it is. And so it's not a hentai problem. No, it's a porn problem.
But we'll put gameplay first and erotic second and offer all sorts
For a second, I thought that was Nikkei.
Genres for every sort of orientation. And that's why their website has everything to offer, from visual novels, puzzle and card games, to strategy, RPG, and even FPS.
Naturally.
Games with rich storytelling. As you progress, you unlock more and more skin. Or you can also jump right into the fun part and check out gay, trans, or whatever that
Scaly.
is. Dinosaurs.
It's scaly. Yeah.
No one's left behind. A smart strategic move. Inclusivity and good gameplay. Such good gameplay, even PewDiePie became a very special CEO.
I'm gonna have to tell. I would say I'm gonna have to tell Tecton about this, but I bet he probably knows about. I bet he probably. Yeah, I bet he knows about this. He probably does.
Go to the map and visit one of the games. Oof. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
It's a 400% value.
Definitely buy it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level of corporate performance reviews, don't you think?
Yeah.
In any case, just like that, Nutaku was able to double their female audience and drew in 1 million players in
girls love this degenerate weird shit. Like, I'm always amazed. I do. They do. They love the weird fucking shit. Absolutely. Where are they? Yeah, they don't admit it, right? But yeah.
First year alone. Survival phase, nailed.
It's the reason why girls don't talk about that shit more is because, like, in our society, it's like men are supposed to be sexual and girls are supposed to be, you know, like men are supposed to be the pursuers and women are pursued. Like, that's just a society thing, right? It's a stigma. The culture.
Something was off. In just a year, they secured million-dollar investments and appeared in top
Yeah.
publications. That's only possible if you have a really strong PR team and deep pockets. Otherwise, for Nutaku, this next strategic stage wouldn't have been as wild as it got. So, what's the first thing you do when you've got cash and you want to grow? And you have a good PR team?
What do you do?
Exactly. You launch viral campaigns. And what better place to start than in men's and women's bathrooms? Yep, that's what happened.
Smart.
Sponsored ads in toilet rooms at an industry event to accrue.
To be fair, this is just a fucking, yeah. This is probably at an anime convention. I feel like, yeah, you gotta fish where the fish are.
Game developers. One for men and one for women.
Yep.
That's some pretty aggressive on-site marketing for a small studio that just got started. Anyways, the marketing continued with a New York art exhibition titled
It says hentai is art.
Hentai is Art, all to build the brand and get Western consumers a bit more comfortable with the
Is this an AI Mona Lisa with big titties? That's great.
concept.
Wow.
To get them even more comfortable, Nutaku came up with yet another expensive but clever campaign. Now I, Nutaku.
It's got more naked bodies than I've ever seen.
I doubt that.
With over
500 games, Nutaku has the largest,
Oh my God.
hardest selection. You can play for free.
Wow.
And even sort them depending on what you're into. Do you, Nutaku?
I don't know Taku, but I'm sure
That is fucking hilarious. Wow.
this lady does.
I love incest. I think that as long as you don't have babies, incest should be legal.
Or this one. Both.
See, like, that's what I was telling y'all about, right? See, I told y'all, like, that's exactly what I meant. See? Yep.
ambassadors. Nutaku managed to feature porn celebrities in their games. One in Fab CEO and another one in Booty Calls.
I would have never guessed.
To pull in millions of players, why not try Nutaku's hentai hot sauce, an aphrodisiac for gamers to get them all fired up? And boy, did the community get all fired up. But hey, if the boy did the community get all fired.
This is really something special, man. This really, no way, bro. Like, nah, bro, this is it.
Fired up. But hey, if that's not enough, why not launch a Nutaku-themed adult gamer chair with all the bells and whistles so you can get the full experience out of their games? Okay, I have to admit, that was just a marketing gimmick by Nutaku, but their real, actual gamer chair did sell out in less than 48 hours. Just like their boob console. It's Windows-based.
No, it's stupid. You want to sell a gamer chair like that, you can't have it be black because then the cum is going to show on it better. Like, it should have been a gray chair. It was a mistake. What a mistake. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just being honest.
Silicon covered and comes preloaded with 200 free-to-play premium game titles. But if that's not enough, why not enter a prize pool of $10,000 for the best video that shows people playing Nutaku games while actually playing with themselves?
Right.
Yes, that's Nutaku's prime example of a marketing campaign. But it doesn't stop there. marketing has
This
no
video
limits,
is
you must
amazing.
know. And so why not launch Nutaku's first ever Loot Gaming Championship with a prize pool of $25,000?
Bro, this would go so hard if it was all OnlyFans girls doing it. This would, I feel like everybody would watch this. Like, you think about that, that would be nuts.
Again, all this costs. And there's no public information out there.
$10 million.
Who's funding Nutaku. But I've got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
Stick around, because it does get stickier. Especially on their Discord channel.
I bet.
That's the glue that holds the entire marketing strategy together. I mean, Discord for game companies is standard. But their
Yep.
channel, it's not just active. It's on another level of active. In any case, with good gameplay, developers by your side, a crazy marketing strategy, expensive ad campaigns, and an active Discord community, you've not only grown, but generated a powerhouse of Western hentai gaming. Growth stage? Nailed.
Yep. I could see it. Yeah.
And now, Nutaku is raking in cash, featured in major publications, and their investment funds grow every single year. What's missing? Cutting-edge technology, that's what. In 2018,
Yeah.
Nutaku added cryptocurrency as a payment option, as there was growing demand for privacy in digital transactions,
Yep.
particularly in the porn industry. But again, for a growing company implementing this payment infrastructure this quickly suggests some powerful help behind the scenes. I mean, Nutaku seemed to have a knack for marketing, PR, and monetization right from the get-go. And so the question remains, who's really powering Nutaku's meteoric rise? The truth is...
Coomers, what do you fucking mean? Who's doing it? Like, nobody needs to be doing it. If you build it, they will come. Well, literally, actually. So, yeah. That's the reason why.
There's a much darker force behind the scenes.
And so let me tell you that
Oh,
behind
that's the
these
building.
closed doors isn't just Nutaku pulling the strings, but one of the biggest titans of the porn industry. MindGeek, the shadowy corporation that owns pretty much every adult site out there. From YouPorn, Pornhub, Brazzers, Mofos, you name it. They own Nutaku, too.
Nice.
You might have heard of MindGeek before, but not in a good way. The Netflix documentary Money Shot uncovered MindGeek's complicity in allowing all sorts of illegal content, from rape videos to child pornography and sex trafficking. It was a massive scandal that even led to angry mobs burning down the $19 million mansion of Pornhub CEO Faraz Antoon.
Yeah, that's about right.
After this, he stepped down as Pornhub CEO, but
Yeah.
didn't disappear into the dark. No. Instead, he became MindGeek's CEO.
Bro, they unlocked his next power level. Yeah, bro, he went into phase 2.
And
Oh
guess
my
what?
God.
The CEO has a brother, who's none other but president of Nutaku himself,
How convenient.
Mark Antoon. Yes, it's a real family affair over there at MindGeek. So while Nutaku was busy marketing itself as this fun, innocent gaming site that wants to revolutionize the games industry
Yeah.
one hand at a time, behind the scenes, it was all part of MindGeek's desperate attempt to rebrand and diversify in the wake of their public shaming.
Well, nobody really gives a shit about whether there's bad stuff on porn websites. It's not like anybody is like, yeah, guys, I was jerking off, but now I stopped doing it because there's bad things on the website. Said no one ever, okay? So, like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are publicly like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do it. You know what I bet? I bet after that fucking documentary came out about Pornhub, I bet its traffic went up. That's what I fucking bet. I think that they're just doing this because it's a massive market that they can make money off of, right? It's common sense.
Aggressive marketing campaigns, top-tier PR, cutting-edge payment options, millions in investment funds. All these are MindGeek's influence at work. Their in-house company, Traffic Junkie, which is, by the way, in the same building, helped Nutaku to blast their ads all over the internet and reach millions of players.
I never seen one,
You see,
actually.
Nutaku's Cinderella success story was no fluke. It was orchestrated, a strategic move to polish MindGeek's image.
Well, and it was also something people have wanted good porn games forever. Like, it's not like this is some kind of big surprise. It's just that the games weren't very good. Yeah, there was always a market. It's just that nobody made good games.
Classic case of corporate rebranding.
Like, look at, for example, like, what are all the most popular mods in games? The nude mod, the mod that makes the characters' boobs bigger, like all of this stuff. That's every game is like this.
That's only half the story. It gets way darker because MindGeek, you know, loves data. Every time MindGeeks hires a new person, they tell them that they'll take big data to the next level.
I bet.
Data is, after all, far better than cash in the bank for any digital company.
Yeah, like
and
Sony.
what better way to collect that data than through a gaming platform like Nutaku? Their games are designed to collect user behavior. Any puzzle, clicker, or strategy game has an inbuilt decision-making gameplay that tells them more about you than you know about yourself. What was shocking to me was that Nutaku's privacy policy outright reserves the right to collect information on pretty much everything you do on their site. From customized...
Well, and that's a good thing, though, right? Because, like, if there's a game that you like, and then they put out another game that's like that game, then they can immediately be like, hey, you can play this game, too. So, like, that's clearly the reason why it's happening, right? I mean, it's that simple.
Of content to advertising and analytics, Nutaku can send your data to anyone without restrictions. After all, MindGeek is just a web development company.
You know what I really wonder? I wonder what their average playtime session is. Because you know they have that data. I wonder what it is.
A strategy for collecting user data. And so I wasn't surprised to learn that MindGeek is actually rebranding itself now to ILO, a rebrand that comes in response to the need for a fresh start.
Naturally.
And so Nutaku may be the Cinderella success story in adult gaming.
Yeah, they're doing the same shit people in WoW would do. It's like you ninja a guild bank or you do something really bad on one server and then you just transfer to another server and change your name. It's like, I just restarted. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like, pfft, bro, like, that's easy. Yeah, you just change your name.
MindGeek is pulling the strings behind the scenes. That's often how it goes in the world of business. The most impressive success stories are rarely as simple as they seem on the surface.
Yeah, sure.
Interestingly enough, on their LinkedIn page, Nutaku never explicitly reveals what they do or provide. I guess it's not exactly something you want to broadcast to the professional world, you know?
Well, they know that, like, the more that they talk about it and make it public, the more people will complain about it and get mad. And the truth is that with a lot of adult games and a lot of adult content, there are a lot of fringes that are super bad. Whether it's like rape stuff, lolly stuff, forced, anything forced, animal sex, incest, like all this stuff, right? So like that like triggers a lot of people that are like moral, right? Because they're like, well, I don't think that you should have like, I don't think that there should be a game that's about sucking a horse's dick. Like, they don't agree with that. Like, that's not in the Bible, okay? And so whenever they see that, they're going to be fucking furious. So what do? You act like it's not there. 100%.
That's the real lesson here. In the dog-eat-dog world of digital business, sometimes it's not just about having the best product or the flashiest marketing campaign. Mm-hmm. No, sometimes it's really just about who you know. Happy ending.
I don't think that's true. I think the real reason why this is so popular is because people like porn and people like playing porn games. They like anime. And so whenever you have a lot of things like that, you put them all together and the quality is good, then everybody is going to go there. It's the same reason why Nikkei is so popular. Nikkei is really popular. This is an amazing video, by the way. This is so good. Like, she's looking at 18,000 subs. Give her a sub. This is such a great video. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, this is, I want to see more of these. These are amazing. I think it'd be the greatest character in games. Yeah, sure. And so I'll link it to you guys again. And it was great. Yeah, it really was. And like, yeah, they made these games good. And I feel like that's one of the things that like porn games didn't have, because like for y'all probably the same way, right? Where it's like how many of you guys played like the porn games like whenever you were like a kid? I mean, like, and that's like another problem, right? Because like kids get on and play these games. Like I was doing it. Like how many of you guys were playing like porn games whenever you were a kid? Yeah, for sure. Right, 100%. Yeah, it's like I was the first one that got internet in my house. My mom would sleep late on Saturday, so everybody come over to my house, right? And so yeah, and then it was like Lol's dad. Like after that, like oh man, but we were going crazy, and so this was a good time. And Frank's mentioned, yeah, Newgrounds and all that stuff. So like these games were never really very good, and it's the same thing with like Nikkei. Is like Nikkei. Why is Nikkei a very popular game? Well, because it's got a bunch of really hot characters in it. And it's the same as like none of these games like Genshin, Honkai, Nikkei, Fate Grand Order, Epic 7, none of these games have ugly characters, okay? They have hot characters, and like you go and you look at, for example, like I showed this shit before real quick. Well, let's look at fan art. Let's look at fan art for the characters. Come on. One, best design, Henya, yeah, she is so hot. This is definitely, let's see here, actual Henya looked like this. There's another one. Oh, of course, we've got this right here. Oh, there we go. Of course, yep, there we go. And so all of these posts, I mean, come on, guys. Come on, what are we doing here? What's going on here? And this is some like weird incest shit? Oh my god. Everybody is about this. Look at the Epic 7 Reddit. I've never been on there. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Try Fant Grand Order. They're all the same. It's all going to be the same. It's going to be weird, lewd stuff with characters or like implications, right? And so check the comments. Yeah, I'll read some of the comments. You know what? I'm going to read the comments out of this one. Let's read the comments out of this one. Okay, so that mod is so good. I love the taste. Don't worry, guys. She'll be fine. Sela didn't come home again. Oh my. Me when I really want to bring Boot Hill home with no guarantee and 60 pulls. Look at this, bro. This is the reason why it's successful. Like all you have to do really is like just put something like this out there, and people, if you build it, they will come. I think that's really what they should. That's what they should. Have like their little name. Like that's it. If you build it, they will come. That's it. I feel like it's going to get more and more popular, especially whenever people can do it without like having like their name or anything like that associated with it. But like it makes sense that they don't really want to talk about it a lot, because like the more that you talk about it and the more you bring attention to it, the more it becomes evident that like they're making money off of a lot of degenerate stuff. Like they 100% are, and like every porn website does this. Like, we all like to act like, oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. They're all doing this shit, right? Because people like the degenerate stuff. But that's the reason. Nobody wants to admit this. Like, oh, wow. Why is all this weird bestiality stuff on there? Because people like it. What the fuck do you think? You think they just filmed it for no reason? No, because people like it. It's obvious. Everybody's degenerate, yeah, but in different ways. But yeah, they need to do like what they should do. They should do like a OnlyFans girls, like all are in like a tournament for something like this. Like that would go so hard. Oh my god, people would love that.